Welcome back. John Herrick joins me on the St. Vincent Sports Performance Hotline. Ultimate day in the state of Indiana, and don't call it Frisbee, it's ultimate. And with me, John Herrick, talking about that. We have the Alley Cats who win, the Red wins, and Fishers wins the high school game today. And it's, let me give you the background here. The executive director of Ultimate for the USA is a gentleman named Dr. Tom Crawford. He was my tennis coach at IUPUI. He was big into sports psychology, got his doctorate in that, left, went to the United States Olympic Committee, worked in the performance enhancement department there, was bitten by the ultimate bug, and now is their biggest cheerleader. And so I know more about this than you give me credit for, and I'm just fun and happy to talk about Ultimate. John, what a day for Frisbee lovers in our state.
Yeah, it's kind of like Bob. Earlier this year, we had the basketball day in Indiana, and this is the first time we ever had Ultimate Day in Indiana, and it was at Westfield High School. There were 3 games. I taped a sort of a pregame feature, if you will, with the Indiana Ultimate Foundation, and basically we interviewed a couple of Alley Cats players, a couple of Indianapolis Red players. By the way, I do have to correct you. The Indy Red did not win today. They lost. They lost to a team from Columbia who was really good, 16-6.
I'm sorry.
And apparently, this team is internationally known.
Okay.
And they came all the way over here from Columbia to be a part of Ultimate Day, and they beat the Indy Red 16-6. But other than that, but they were again that very, very tough matchup there for the Indy Red. Also, the Alley Cats did lose a heartbreaker too. But the state finals between Fishers and Center Grove was history-making because only Center Grove or Martinsville are the only 2 high school programs that had ever won the Ultimate State Championship until today, and Fishers ended up beating Center Grove 9-6. And it basically how it works is you play to 13, or you play until the time limit runs out. And unfortunately for Center Grove, the time limit ran out, and Fishers just did the job. And you can play in Ultimate, I don't know if you know this, but you can play man-to-man defense, you can play zone defense. Fishers played this really tricky zone defense against Center Grove, and Center Grove just didn't really have an answer for it. And Fishers was able to jump out to a 5-0 lead and then hold on and get the win. And it was just a really cool day because basically, Westfield High School was just full of ultimate competitors, people who love the sport, people who play the sport, people who used to play the sport and are now involved in coaching it or involved in helping develop it and making sure that it grows with young people. Just an all-around really cool day for the sport.
I'll be doing Ultimate on Friday nights and Saturday nights in the not-too-distant future on Indiana Sports Talk.
All right. Well, good. You might play some of it, when you take some weeks off for Sports Talk.
I doubt it.
Come back in August.
Yeah. All right. So for the uninitiated, how do you describe this game?
Well, so basically, I would say it's kind of a cross between soccer and hockey in a way. Instead of playing with a puck or a soccer ball, you're playing with a Frisbee. And then basically what you're doing is you're passing it around the field and trying to get it in the end zone for a score. But the tricky part is whenever you pass the ball to pass the disc rather to someone, it's called a disc, formally. When you pass the disc to a player, once the player catches it, the player's not allowed to move once he catches it. He or she catches it, then they have to throw it to another player up the field and advance it. And basically, a lot of times it's self-officiated, and so players make their own calls, their own fouls, and sort of rule their own disputes. And there's a really cool thing called spirit of the game or an integrity of the game, if you will, where basically you might see something happen that could have happened in your favor, but then you say, oh wait, that should have gone the other team's way, so we'll overturn it and give the call to them. So it should have been ruled to them. So that the sportsmanship part of Ultimate is probably one of the coolest things about it.
Well, they'll get over that in the future. It's wonderful now. They'll get over that behavior as they get more jaded as they go through it. John Herrick, You've made my night. This is fun. Ultimate Day in Indiana. Frisbee lovers. The disc was being tossed around quite a bit. Congratulations to Fishers on the high school win. And congratulations to you, John, on a fun day.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bob.
Anytime. Thanks so much.